Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsyreplays and welcome back to channel. Today this evening, we are going to be looking at the T-34-3. It has showed up in Blitz stores. Now, I like this tank. I do like this tank. It's for sale for 7,000 gold, so it's not too costly. It's not too costly, 7,000 gold for a tier 8 tank. In fact, it's not bad. It's cheaper than the Tech Tree tier 8 tanks, which is unusual for wargaming to do. Usually, these tanks are around the 10,000 gold mark, maybe 8,000 gold. So 7,000 gold as standard, you don't get no equipment for that. I think that is a pretty fair price, and overall, it's not a bad tank. Actually, the more I play this tank, the more I get to like it. And it's not because of the gun, it's not because of the armor or the speed. Just like the 120, the 121, it's known for its aim time. Now, the aim time is very, very good. The dispersion and the penetration are not so great. But it does have the 120mm, or the 122, sorry, the millimeter gun. So with that, and I mean, this SP1C is going to proper troll us. And we've already had 2 shots against this guy, and we've only done 639 damage. We do fail the HE twice, but finally we do manage to take him out. So 7,000 gold for this tank is fairly good. It's really a good price. Of course, you have the Tech Tree, the T-34-3. If you use the 122mm gun, it's basically the same. Doesn't earn as much credits, but it's basically, other than that, it is basically the same. So, but the premium version, obviously, it makes nice credits, and you can get some bounces. The turret on this thing is fairly strong, so you can get some bounces. The hull is not the greatest, and people can HE you from the rear easily. Other medium tanks can HE you from the rear, especially the big guns. You do need to be careful of the big guns. Now, this tank has had a buff. Quite recently, I think it had a reload buff, a DPM buff, that I think they took around 1 second off the reload, which needed it. It did need it, because back then it was just the average Joe medium tank, just with a big gun. So it did need the reload. I mean, now it's still 12.6 seconds for every shot. So that is still a long time to reload for a medium tank. But don't forget, you're doing the 400 alpha shot for a medium tank. So definitely you wouldn't play this tank as you would any other, like a T-54, T-54 lightweight, anything like T-54 mod 1, etc., because it just has not got that DPM. And if you get rushed by pretty much any medium tank, you will suffer and you will lose. I mean, this tank here, this shot here, the IS-5, we are going to struggle using AP frontally. And that's the biggest downfall with this tank. We get the Chrysler alert, 368, we do low roll, and of course he puts us down to a 1 shot. But he is now a 1 shot, and if he would have just stayed out, he had me on the DPM. And that, I suppose, against new players especially, that does trick the newer players, as they just think it's a medium tank, and if they're in a heavy, and you both get a shot off the same time, they do tend to back up because they think that you are going to reload before them. But you're not, especially the Levers, the Chryslers. You have worse reload than them guys. So that does trick the newer players into thinking that they're going to shoot you first. So, which allows you to get that reload in before they poke out. So we do win this battle. I do sadly die. Everton gets the ram kill at the end, but we do finish on 4 kills, 3,200 damage, which is okay. It's not the best, but definitely don't go solo or YOLO in this tank. I mean, that battle, 3.2k damage, 82,000 credits. Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Top Gun, high caliber, and we do win. 1259 XP. So 1259 XP for a tier 8, and we only get a first class, so it seems quite tough to ace. However, we are going to watch Haddy now in the T-34-3, same map, and he's going to have a pretty nice battle. So he's going to push middle, and as I've said, if you can, use it more as a support tank. You need to support, say, this Panther here. You're not a Panther. You haven't got the DPM of a Panther. You haven't got the reload of a Panther. So either use it to support your mediums behind your mediums, or you can use it, to support your heavies. But you don't want to be in the way of, in front of the heavies. Sit behind them. By all means, go spot, retreat, come back, and trade shots for distance. Because you have that reload time, you have really good reload time. But I would personally play it as a support role to the mediums. So go with the mediums, just don't go front line. Because if you get focused, you're not going to last very long. And yes, you've got the 400 alpha shot, but with the DPM, they are just going to terrorize you. So especially these, even these tier 7 tanks, Comets, Rudies, everything like that has crazy DPM, you're going to suffer against those. So just use it as a support role, and you will do absolutely fine in the tank, and you will you will pump up some damage. Now at this moment on this map, obviously this middle here is just the best position for any medium tank in the game, especially the medium tanks with gun depression. Now this hasn't got the greatest gun depression, 5 degrees I think, or possibly 6, I think it's 5. So it hasn't got the greatest gun depression, but most Chinese tanks don't. So he's still got some shots, and he can still poke up that ridge and get the shots to the left. But he still needs to be careful of the medium tank that, I think it's the Type 59, that is on the hill with him. So nice HE roll here, 500, just over 500 into the back of the J Panther 2. So you can penetrate with that. The HE isn't the greatest, but neither is the rear armor of the J Panther. So now that is one tank down for his team, two tanks down for the enemy, 2 tanks down now each for each team, and he now has the Object 25U coming behind, so he does need to be careful with him. He is going to struggle to penetrate him frontally, so what I'd probably do now is just rush this Type 59. But just as he was about to move on, he now gets some nice shots. 563 HE roll into that Rudy. Nice bounce there also from the Rudy. But now it is a 4 versus 5. Fair enough, there is a few tanks that is a one shot. And I personally would be going for these 1 shots. And now he's just bringing another tank down to a 1 shot. So out of 5, there's like 4 tanks that is a 1 shot. So even though it's 4 against 5, it shouldn't be too difficult to clear up now. So he's going to get a shot there on the Tiger 1. It's just going to wait for him to get that easy shot. And he does take him out for his 3rd kill. So the Rudy up there, he's only on 5 hit points. The J Panther is on 13 hit points. And the T-52U is a 1 shot. And now everyone is a 1 shot. It's a 3 versus 2. Everyone's a 1 shot on the enemy team, and he can easily just clear these up. He's going to wait. He doesn't need to hide here. He's full health, full hit points. But he just wants to save his hit points. Why not? End the game on full hit points does look a little bit better. But he's no longer on full hit points. So he does finish the game, goes in for the ram, but unluckily he doesn't quite get the kill. But he still finishes on 4 kills, 3,700 damage. He only blocks 480. If you can go hold down in this thing, you can block those shots. 59,000 credits earned. So that is the T-34-3. Good tank. Not a bad tank at all. For 7,000 gold, I think it's definitely worth looking at. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy69, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.